Yeah, just to add my 2 cents, I think there are two aspects to this argument, right? One is too much AI, the second is bad AI. And I'd like to differentiate between the two here. I think the problem is latter, not the first one. Um, a lot of people come up to me asking, AI is being adopted everywhere. Does that impact my chances? Does that impact the chances of me getting a job or me retaining my job? And I think the answer to that is a blank no. It wouldn't impact your chances of, retaining your job or, moving to another job. AI is here to improve the quality of your job, not to replace you, right? The automation technologies that have come into place, those are there to do the operational work, to do the mundane work, and take that out of your plate. So you are able to devote your capacity in more strategic thinking or, building frameworks and doing better work. Obviously, there's going to be some sort of upskilling required for each person in an operations role or some other role that gets impacted by AI. But I don't think that is going to be a problem. I think the problem is bad AI. By bad AI, what I mean is when you separate the functional expertise from the data science aspect. There have been so many instances wherein machine learning models have been built and it's been a complete disaster. I was reading this article and there's this one company in the US. I'm not going to name that company because that's not the objective here. That company was sued by one employee, well, not an employee, but a candidate, because that candidate was rejected in the first round of screening, and she was an Afro-American. Um, and apparently she was a college topper and an ace in all the fields. The same thing happened with four other friends of hers who were also Afro-American. So that became like a perfect case to pursue in the court of law. Um, so the company was challenged, and the company was asked to revisit its machine learning model. Now, machine learning models are all black box technology. What I mean by black box is there's no way for you to figure out why machine learning is giving you one answer. Uh, I mean, the way we define it technically is that there's data that goes in, there's some magic that happens inside that black box, and then there's your final answer or the recommendation that the machine learning gives you. So anyway, the company went back and revisited that model. After about 10 or 15 days, they realized that one of the predictors that they had used in their model was ethnicity of the candidate. Now, typically, you're not supposed to use socioeconomic variables or diversity and inclusion variables in cases where you're selecting people. That selection could be either for hiring, for promotion, for succession planning, and so on and so forth. But that one variable was the factor that it was throwing off certain people off in the first round itself. And since it was all automated, there was no manual intervention, those cases never came to the hiring manager to even for the first round of screening. So I think these are some of the cases where machine learning or AI can be thought of as a devil, but that's not because AI or ML is bad, it's just that it was wrongly implemented. It's important to always have your functional people in close loop with your data scientists to ensure that there's the right sort of features or variables or predictors being fed into the model from a functional perspective. All the data scientists come with a computer science degree or a statistics degree, may or may not be from an HR background, which is why it's typically important to have a combination of skill sets whenever you're implementing in something around AI or ML.